the bold, the brave, the beautiful. They turned their problems into prospects, crying into creation, pain into purposes, trials into triumph. Your show every Saturday, 7 p.m. Central African Time. Tune in and be blessed. Brought to you by Shunem K.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button. It is a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, that we have come to the show of the bold, the brave, and the beautiful. Today, we are joined by one bold, brave, and beautiful soul. You may be wondering why she is part of that. Yes, it's your time to just sit back and relax as we share the most beautiful story that you've ever heard. And we want to welcome Sister Helen Segal to the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so amazing to be here and to see you and to be here with your tribe and your people. So
Thank you, Helen. Thank you for accepting this offer to come and minister to us. Yes, our topic for today is from disempowered to empowered. I pray that you will be blessed. And people would love to know who Helen Segal is. Just tell us about yourself, where you live, what you
sure.
and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. So so I am now a therapist, a counselor. I work with a medium of the arts, but also talk therapy. I used to be a teacher, an art teacher for 18 plus years. So I still, in part of my practice, I still teach art but in a more of a therapeutic way. I work with women and men who are childless and wanting to embrace that journey, to find a way of embracing. I use grief counseling in that work as well, and I also work with children as a grief counselor and trauma therapist and all those wonderful things, just to be in front of another soul and to support them in their life journey. I'm an artist as well, so I love working with the arts. So I live in the UK. I live just south of London, and I am I would say that I'm a foster mother now to cats. So I've got all that wonderful nurturing energy, and I've just actually my first foster cat is on his way to his forever home, and that really is a real joy for me. And I have a partner of 15 years. We've been together.
Wow.
And he's probably my rock. I wouldn't be able to do this without him. And he runs his own business and he supports me in my businesses. We've been together for 15 years. So I think that's about it.
Beautiful. It is great to hear and to know who Helen Segal is. I know, Helen, we've been interacting in our childless spaces. We are going to be blessed by this rich wealth that you are bringing, the wealth of experience. It is quite a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I am wondering, Helen, would you be comfortable enough to tell us about your journey, your experience in childlessness? Is it
Of
something that you're
course.
comfortable to talk about?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love sharing my story because I think it's so important for women and men to share their stories. So my childless story started, I can go way back into my teens, but I won't. I will start in my my late 20s, 30s, where I had quite a big change in my life. And instead of carrying on with my career, which actually worked on the ships and as a casino dealer, I made a huge shift and started moving into teaching. So with all that energy, of transformation, I needed to let go of something, and I let go of finding a partner. I let go of trying to have children because my focus was on finding my career, I suppose, in my 30s. And that's exactly what I did. And I was ready to settle down. I went to university, I trained as a teacher, and I just got my first job. I bought my first property. And then amazingly, this man turned up in my life. We got on really well and things progressed. But I was in my 40s at that time, my very early 40s. And so we were together about 2 years when we made a decision that we were going to commit to each other. And we started to try and have children. And I was very clued in that if it would probably be a miracle child if I was going to get pregnant. But I went through all the tests. I needed to go through that journey. And about 2 years, we kept being told that I was healthy, everything's fine, just keep trying, keep trying. But it got to a place where, I was heading into my mid 40s. I was like, this is crazy. I need some more support. So that's what we did. We made a decision. It was a hard decision because it wasn't just making a decision to do IVF. It was a financial decision, and it was also an emotional decision. And then it was also a physical decision of what's going to be the best options for us at such a late stage. So we made those decisions, and we did 2 rounds of IVF and they didn't work. And actually, in between the IVF cycles, I made a decision that I would start transitioning, I suppose, to another career, which sounds a bit crazy now, but actually it felt really right at the time because I didn't know whether it was going to work. And so I started training in the therapeutic arts. And then it didn't happen. I did everything right. I think I did the acupuncture. I was eating well. All that pressure, trying to relax, just relax. Have fun, relax. And, I just wanted to hit them really because, what do you mean? I'm 45 and I'm trying to relax and I'm trying to get pregnant. This is, there's no relaxing here. But, yeah, so that's the physical story. Then there's the emotional and the mental stress around it with my partner, trying to get pregnant and the stress around, timetables. And I'm sure we've all been there, right? So it's it needs to be said. It's stressful, and
It
the
is. It is.
sexuality was really hard. The whole, we're not 20s, when we weren't 20 anymore, when it was all carefree. It was starting to have like, come on, let's move.
The time is
It put a
ticking,
lot of pressure. It puts a lot of pressure
it
on
does.
relationships. So, and then trying to communicate, trying to be relaxed. So I learned a lot about how can I communicate my need without stress. And I don't think I actually did that very well at the time. I don't know how you guys did it, but it was very hard. I've had to really learn to moderate my communication with my partner, because he just got really stressed, and that actually didn't help the whole situation. So that's that is the story. And then obviously there's another story afterwards, because childlessness doesn't just happen, like just stop when we stop trying to have children, or we have to stop. I had to stop. I kept going until I was 49. That's really late. And I kept saying to myself, am I mad? Am I? But there was something really driving me. And what was driving me was I didn't want to face my grief, because I knew that once I stopped, it was going to get painful. So I kept going. And then there was a real division from that time I was trying, and then when I stopped trying, there was a massive relief. Like, I don't have to keep going now. But then the pain, the heartbreak, the emotions, the depression, the shame, the disappointment, the sadness, the powerlessness, and some chaos. Grief comes with real chaos. So, yeah.
Hey, that's quite a.
Let's take a breath.
I'm actually elated and wowed by the fact that you can, when you talk about something this painful, I mean, this is very painful, but we could laugh about it. We are laughing about it, and this must be coming from a place that has changed the way you think about the pain. And now you can laugh, joke about the pain, because this is pain. This is shame. And maybe sometimes, I don't know, with others, there's guilt and there's all sorts of things. But you can laugh, and this has been therapeutic to me just now as you were talking about this. I thought to myself, wow, oh, this is wonderful. Isn't this amazing? Just let me know. Maybe I've caught you off guard. What's the secret? What's the secret? What's the secret?
Oh, diving deep. I think,
Okay.
I know there's other questions that you want to ask around how did I start. So maybe if you don't mind, I will actually, continue this. So
Yes.
So I love how you reflected to me that actually there's a lightness. There's a lightness in the darkness.
Yes.
There's and actually my workshops, we have fun, right? Like there's tears, but also there's joy, because actually talking about this and actually having using the arts as we do, there's a part of us inside that I can talk about myself, and I've heard it from others in my workshops, that they're like celebrating that these emotions can be seen and heard, and actually not just seen and heard, expressed. So so this is my recent book. So this is a workshop that I created, and there's people going through the workshop now, and they create these books, and we call them smash books or healing journals. And this is our safe place. So the secret is that all my feelings landed in my book, and I have many books, right? So there's like this inner child in me that is being seen and heard in her pain. And when she's seen and heard in her pain, there's like this, so my body can relax, and I can talk around the whole the vagus nerve, you know, how we can center, you know, the nervous system can relax. Because when we're in pain and we're holding on to that pain, it's like, oh, like squeeze. We're just like, oh, like don't see me, don't see me. You know, we just get so small and so tight inside. Like, how do we communicate? We can't communicate. So all the way through my IVF cycles, I was communicating with pastels and drawing line and talking to my art, and I'll show you some in a moment. And when it didn't happen, I went to my books. I smashed up my I did. I have a lot of what they call vision boards. You know, these do a vision and then you get your vision. It's not true, right? I had lots of vision boards with babies on there and pregnant women. It's not true. It doesn't happen. But the focus is we have an intention. So I smashed all that up because it didn't happen. But in the smashing up, there's a release of anger. There's a cathartism of you know, this really sucks. And I had witnesses. So my partner saw me, and he was able to smash some of it up as well. And and then there's partnership and communication. So I wasn't I did, you know, sometimes a lot of the time I was on my own, but there's parts I had enough connection with enough people to keep moving me forward. And then because of Jodie Day, who runs Gateway Women, I want to really mention her because I've known her for a long time before she started Gateway. And when she asked me, I knew as soon as I stopped that I would be seeing Jodie, that I would be going on her courses because I needed to talk about stuff. And she said to me, you know, all the work that you're doing, why don't you put on a workshop for people to support them with grief? So that's exactly what I did. And yeah, the workshops we had face-to-face, and then 8 months before lockdown, in fact the year before lockdown, I started building my online practice. And I'm still doing it. I'm still talking about grief. I'm still talking about creativity and the power of putting marks in a book, and trying to get the word out that the power of the arts can connect to our body, which creates a release that we can then move forward in our lives. And that doesn't mean it's a fix. It means that we're seen and heard, and then we move forward gradually. We move forward with knowing that we've been seen and heard. We find a way, and you can call it the universe, or, you know, you know, something bigger in this whole. I don't know if you believe in something bigger than
yes.
Yeah, whether you call it God or Jesus, or, you know, but something bigger is helping this process. And it's like trying to find meaning. Meaning comes, and then something else comes, and then we're shown what else we need to do. And I was shown I needed to do this. You know, my clients show that they want to be counselors, or they want to, you know, go off and do other things. They find their why, they find their connection, they find their voice. And it's the voice that is so powerful. It's, you know, childlessness is not seen by a lot of people in society. It's not seen. So if we stop our voice, what do we have, right? We don't have anything.
Yeah.
Like we're mute. So so we need to find a way to communicate. And if sometimes it's not in words. So I want to find a really dark one. I want to show you the darkness that we can go. Okay, I can't find it. It's always like the way I always think, oh, I need to put a little mark in here.
So basically, whilst you're still looking at that, you've actually gotten to a place where you answered one of the questions that I was thinking about. I mean, I've been following your great work of art. You've been doing it tremendously, very well, and I love art. I love art, and I think I can give you a 5-star rating for that one, because it speaks. It's beautiful. So you've partly answered my question on what the connection is between art and therapy. You are still continuing, and you are looking for that black book, and I maybe it is as you are looking for it, and you may continue to really look at the fact that, I mean, how art and therapy are connected.
Exactly. Okay, so in therapy, we're talking, there's a lot of talk, right? So, but when you can't talk, we can get to a place where, if we remember when we're just young, when we're like like the first thing we pick up something, and I wasn't great at art when I was little, but you know, I remember putting some art, some form of mark and color on the board. So we can put marks down, and we can communicate through marks and color. So I think, you know, I'm gonna just, so I want to, this is not a dark page, so I just want to pop this page down. So this starts with just putting color on the page and allowing our hands to say, I want red, I want purple, I want blue, I want, you know, orange. And we just allow the actual expression of how we're feeling to be put down. It's not a thinking thing. As an art teacher, you know, I had to teach my children to think. This is a feeling thing. And sometimes I can't even communicate, because the best the best thing is to actually just put your pen on the paper. So it's like doodling. It's probably the best way of saying, you know, when you're on the phone or you're chatting or you're just doodling. So it's exactly the same, except we're just connecting to our hearts, really. And then we start talking to these amazing images. So I can say, like, oh, is there a part that you really is pulled that you want to speak about? And then this part might start saying, yeah, I'm drawn to this part. And then I can say, well, what does that part say? How does it feel? So we can start having conversations in our artwork that actually is really hard to have with another person. And it takes it out of ourselves and onto the page so we can look at it. Does that sort of answer the question?
Beautiful, beautiful. Because I think this is a way of self-expression. If I'm hearing you very well, this is a way of self-expression. There are people that you and I have gone public about our statuses, but there are some people that are watching now. They may not be able to go public because this issue of childlessness is very, very shameful. But art is a way of really expressing what's in your heart. And if I am correct, you'll correct me to say your work is actually doesn't need a pro artist, so to speak, to get into these workshops. You just need to be there and to let it on the paper and just let your feelings go there and you communicate. It's actually letting it, releasing those pent up emotions. And I think it is if it was I talking, I would say God empowered you to do this kind of a thing, to really release, but it's not you. It's not.
Can I say it's not me? Because and it's really interesting when I look back. I couldn't speak until I was 5, and I had no way of communicating. I had to be taught how to speak. So through, my tongue was too big for my jaw, so I couldn't find a way. So I had to be taught how to communicate. So I think there's some joke where, God is saying, hey, like, you're going to teach other people. And I didn't learn art. I didn't create. I wasn't creative. I was told I wasn't creative, when I was a child, teenager. So it was only in my late 20s, in my 30s, that I found that there was some joy. There was a part of me that came alive when I put charcoal to paint. And would I say that I'm a great artist? No, but I can express myself in art. And can I say that this is about even doing this and then saying, look, and then communicating with this scribble, and something would come out of it. So no one needs to be an artist, but they need to be able to put pen to paper. So I suppose that their creative wounds need to be, enough that we can start putting pen to paper, if that makes sense, because we can be creatively wounded, and that's a whole other conversation that I would love to have with you one day. So I wanted to
deep conversation.
That's
a very
pardon.
That's a very deep conversation. Becoming creatively wounded
that's a whole other conversation. I wanted to show you this page, and this to me brings joy and vibrancy and power and delicacy. But underneath here is rage. There's a lot of paint underneath here. There's a lot of anger. But once you transform, once you put anger down, as we all know, when we're raging and angry, it doesn't last for long, right? If it keeps being heard, like, I really hear you, and you keep allowing the rage and anger, something transforms. So this, I love this page. so yeah.
Beautiful. No, actually, I love art. So I'm just blown away. You have a great ministry in relation to childlessness. How did it come about?
I think That's a good question. So empowered childlessness came out of a lot of frustration, like huge. I was so frustrated. I couldn't get my my workshops going on, face to face, and I wanted to get a group of people together that would talk about childlessness, not only from childless people, but from people who had children or didn't have children, but had something to give to the community. I so believe. I think when I first became childless, there was a lot of issues around relationships. It's so tough around relationships. And I hear a lot of people going childless, and then people with children, and somehow they don't mix. And I was like, but actually there's so many people out there who want and have something to give to the childless community, whether that's healing or whether that is understanding, hormones. We were talking about menopause, and so I wanted to get people together, and that's exactly what I did. I created a summit called Empowered Childlessness. I got 25 people from around the world talking to the childless community, and yeah, it was a huge success. And I just carried on I suppose, talking about, the arts. And I mean, it's great to talk about this here because I so believe that even the pain of grief, we can, even though in the brokenness, even though when we're on our knees in pain, empowered, we don't need to always be okay because we're empowered. I don't know if that makes sense. Yes, the same when I put in grieve with gusto, it's like we don't have to always grieve with, yeah, it's fine, I'm grieving. No, it means that we look at this most darkest part of ourselves and we don't run away. We face it. We face this challenge that we're given. In fact, there's no other way we can go. We either go like hide in our life, and and I hid for, a few years. I felt depressed, and then just like, actually, God, what a waste. It's hot. It's tough, right? It's tough feeling depressed. It's tough having no energy. It's tough feeling like you can't talk. But wouldn't it be wonderful to actually be with someone to go, and yes, you can't talk, and you're and it's still okay, and we're still loving you, and everything, and it's going to be okay. And I suppose that's what I want to say to your people, like wherever you are, I want to say that you're okay, you're embracing it. In fact, there's no other way to not embrace it, because even in the struggle, there's something in there, right? There's something in the struggle that will come out of this, that will make you a better person, will give you something that you never had before. So yeah, that's how it started, and that's how it continues. That's what I'm doing.
Beautiful. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Empowered Childlessness is there for you to actually assist you in times of sadness, times of sorrow, times of pain. This is a ministry that is coming from a place where no child was born, coming from a place of shame, but it is actually refuting that being childless is not being hopeless. It's not being a useless individual, but being childless is just being at the bus stop, maybe waiting for this child, or maybe this child may not come, but it's just not receiving that which you are waiting for. So empowered childlessness is there to empower you in your most difficult moments in life.
Can I just say something around the shame? And
Yes.
that it feels so important for me to say.
That's beautiful.
Like,
it's okay.
Shame is such a powerful feeling. It stops us from being, right? It actually literally stops us from, if I felt shame, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be able to talk if I felt it. Stops us like dead. So
Okay.
childlessness, we need, as childless women and men, we need to take that shame and hand it back to whoever's giving it to us, because we are okay. So we hand, if we're feeling shame, it's like, no. Being childless is, I'm embracing it. I am living this life that I have. So shame is a very powerful feeling that changes us. So when we feel like we've done something wrong, we feel shame or guilt, and then we change our behavior. But we can't change not being childless. So it's a toxic shame that we need to hand back to wherever it originated from. So that can be our parents, that can be grandparents, that could be whoever is saying that. Even in our head, we say, no, hand it back to where it started. So I wanted to say that because it's really important for us to start empowering ourselves to challenge that, challenge the message that we're not okay, because we are okay.
Yeah. What you've basically said is it's just blown my mind to think about the fact that shame has its place. It has where it belongs. It doesn't belong to me. So shame, when you come to me, shame, I just have to take you back to where you are coming from.
Yeah.
And
And what's
think
really wonderful in the arts is that I've actually got shame pages where we can actually put the shame on the page and we can send it back to where it came from.
And I guess somebody may be interested in getting in touch with Helen Segal. I don't know. If you want to get in touch with her, it is beautiful to do so. And she is going to share with us how you can get in touch with her.
So my email address is helen@empoweredchildlessness.com. That's helen@empoweredchildlessness.com. So you can email me. Or you can go to my website, which is empoweredchildlessness.com. And I have an Instagram account, which is Empowered Childlessness 1.
No, there could be someone who is feeling, who can't laugh about this. We've been joking. It's been a warm time. It's like we've been by the fireside, talking nice stories, sharing about this experience. But there could be someone who is wondering, how can I get to that place? What would be your words, your final words to encourage that individual who is struggling?
So first of all, it's okay to struggle. This is something to struggle with. I think it's a human condition. When we've lost something and we're grieving, it's a struggle, it's painful. And then to give hope is to reach out to someone, to connect to someone. So whether that's you or me or anyone in the community, and say hello, or even to write in your book, like, this is so hard. This is so hard. I'm struggling right now. And to know that there is life after grief. We just have to feel that pain and to know that there's hope, because grief is like, we love something, right? When we love something and we lose it, our body is going to grieve. It's an adaptation. We adapt. So to know that this is not forever, to connect with someone, to talk about how you're feeling, and to know that you can get to where we are, right? You can have these conversations. Maybe not now, but you will, because I've been in that dark place. We've been in that dark place. But it's like, we just have to walk one day, brush our teeth, get up, take a shower, go for a walk, say hello, write in your journal, paint, draw, get the feelings out, connect to other people, and know that you are a beautiful, amazing human being, and you deserve all the love with this difficult, challenging time. And out of this will become something amazing. You might not feel it, but it's there. So I hope that is supportive and encouraging, and
Thank you very much, Helen, for these empowering, soothing, kind words that are coming, allow me to say, from the book of experience, because you're talking about that you're talking about something that you basically know. It's not something that you read about. It's not something that you heard about, but it's something that you are living in. And this empowers somebody to say, oh, if she can, then there must be a way out. So thank you for being bold, for being brave to step out in the open, and thank you for this beautiful soul that you have that is so kind to share such a story that will be warm to others and be encouraging to others and enthusing to others and wowing others as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. So for me, Helen, we want to say, have a lovely day, or it's a morning wherever you are as you are watching us. Until we meet next time. Goodbye.
Brought to you by Shunem K.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification button.